was going to be very pointed and laser focused, but I've changed my mind. Let's first of all talk about opportunity. I like to compare a strong state like I like to compare a mom and a dad. When mom and dad have more, they can do more for their kids and for the relatives. And when the state of Ohio is stronger, they can do more for people who don't always participate and enjoy the fruits of economic growth. We have to keep growing. I mean, we're up 250,000, but we were down 350,000 private jobs, so we have to keep growing. But what a turnaround in a short three and a half year period. So we have this tax bill. Now, I've stressed, and you know, I love all the praise, but you know what? I don't need this praise. Let's talk about the people that are driving all this. You know, my budget director, the people that work in the governor's office, like Wayne Struble and Ben and Jay and Beth and Joe Testa. I said, look, we can't have a tax bill that only lowers the top rate. We have to have an accordion effect. We have to have a situation where, yes, we have to lower our top rate. And we got people leaving this state left and right to go to a safe harbor of no income tax. A friend of mine said to me the other day, he said, could you imagine if Ohio didn't have an income tax, how fast we would be growing? Now, that gets back to an issue of tax reform, which I'll have a lot of time to talk to the legislature about in the next session. But bringing the top rate down is important. But to not have people who sit at the lower end have the incentive for work would be a terrible mistake. Now, Phil and Lisa, I had a knockdown, drag-out fight in 1997 on the Earned Income Tax Credit in Washington. And I argued with a number of my colleagues, Republican colleagues, that we could not decimate the Earned Income Tax Credit. I said, we're just not going to do it. And it had created a big hubbub. And we ended up being in a position where it was preserved. Creating an Earned Income Tax Credit in the state is the right thing to do, Phil, and I very much appreciate your comments, because in politics today, it seems as though no one gets credit for anything, you know? And you had a conservative legislature work together with the governor and create a program that nobody else could get done. And what it's going to mean is that working people are going to be rewarded for working. That's what everybody wants, the people who pay the bills. Secondly, we forgot the standard deduction. So between 0 and 40,000, you get a significant increase in the standard deduction, and between 40 and 80, you get a little bit less. So we are focusing the tax benefit on the people who are at the lowest income level. At the same time, we're bringing down the top rate so we don't chase our most successful people out of Ohio. Because in case you forget, they're the ones that create the jobs. We don't want to chase job creators out of Ohio. Then we're helping the small business. So we did a 50% tax cut up to $250,000, and now we're going to increase it. Dean will let us know at the end of the fiscal year how much that will be. Now, why does that matter? Small business is the greatest engine of job creation. So you want to reward them. Now, here's what's so amazing. We all talk about getting a message out. Coley is exactly right. Most of these people didn't even know there was a tax cut. Front page of the newspaper. You think I'm the only one that doesn't read the newspaper. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of people that don't. But what a boon for them. And you take that and couple it with the rebate of the Bureau of Workers' Comp. It's a very significant deal to help this economy grow. So we need to be strong economically. Without that, people aren't going to be able to go to work. Okay, now let's talk about